Good evening, one and all. Uh, it's a pleasure for me to introduce to my team, all my team members. My team members are Chendu, Mallikarju, Vijay, and it's me. Before starting my presentation, I would like you guys to ask a small question about what is a software. Well, a software is an instruction of programs or a computer which performs certain tasks. And coming to the presentation, our presentation is on software project management. This is the agenda which we are going to take today. That's the introduction part, which I'm going to handle. The project planning, the management spectrum, and measurement and metrics would be taken care of my friends. Project scheduling and conclusion, and there's a video which I thought would be benefit for the class. And next, coming to queries. And before starting, what is a software project management? It is a subdiscipline of project management which deals with the software project for monitoring, planning, and controlling. Well, the main objective of software project management is defining the requirements that are needed by a software. And next, coming into the management spectrum, is management spectrum focuses mainly on 4 P's, that is people, product, project, and process. And software project management is an activity or an umbrella activity in a software engineering, and it begins when the project is initialized and lasts until the development of a computer software. And next, coming into the management spectrum, it's like people, product, process, and project, which would be coming in the later part of the presentation. And coming to what is project planning. Project planning is identifying the scope of the project, estimating the work involved, creating a project schedule. It's like effective planning plays a major role for the development of a software. And this is the first component of software project management. Defining and documenting the assumptions, goals, and estimating the cost, schedule of the project is the first step of the planning process. Next, coming into the estimation, estimates are made depending upon the beginning of the project, and it would be regularly updated as the project proceeds. The estimations should be made in the best and worst case of any scenario, so that it should be bounded by the outcome. And not only that, next comes the project management and control. The main objective of this is to monitor the project and keep track of all the things which are going on in the project. It's like updating things, whether there are any changes in the project. For example, if there is any for unfortunate reason for happening that there is any change in the plan, then the project manager needs to take care of all these things, and it is his responsibility to solve the issue. And if there is any problem, then the project manager would schedule meetings with all the team members. And next coming is the main objective of this project control is on if there are any deviations occurring in the plan, then those deviations should be detected earlier so that the organization could cope up with it very easily and effectively. And in spite of all these things, most of the project control techniques are based on splitting the goals into sub-goals, and those sub-goals are splitted further down into small subtasks. Then this kind of breaking of these goals into sub-goals and subtasks is also called as breaking structure. And next, coming into management spectrum, is mainly focuses on 4 P's: the people, product, process, project. People are the most important part in any software industry or developing any software. People is the main focus, because if you bring people together or arrange people together into team, then you can be successful. And we have a main software engineering institute which has proposed a people management capability maturity model. If this model or level is used in every organization, then that organization would be successful, and there would not be any issues or errors if you use this kind of technology or model. And the later part will be taken by my friend.
Hi friends. Team leaders. Team leaders are the one who has the qualities of the leader, and he should encourage the technical people, and he should capable of selecting the existing process, and he should be capable of taking it to the final process. And next is the software team. That is, we have three parts in that: democratic, decentralized, controlled, decentralized, and controlled, centralized. In the democratic decentralized, there is no team leader for that, and there will be a task coordinator who will coordinate all the tasks in that. And later on, he acts as a leader, but he's not a leader, and he's appointed for the short durations, and after some time he will be replaced by the other one. And next is controlled decentralized. In the controlled decentralized, there will be two leaders. One is primary leader, and the other is the secondary leader. And the primary leader he takes care of all the main tasks, and the secondary leader takes care of the subtasks. And go to the black slide. And third one is the controlled centralized. In that, there will be one leader. He will be taking care of all the main things, main parts of the project. And next is the product. In this product, prior to the beginning of the project, we should examine what are the problems. What are the problems when they get during the process of doing the project, and they should know how to solve the problems in that, and they should be able to solve the problems when the project is in progress. And they should know the scope of the project should be determined. And next is the scope. There are three things in this. The scope of product is defined by answering to the following questions. One is context. What are the things that should be considered, and what are the constraints imposed on the product regarding the context. And next is information objectives. In this, we should know what are the inputs that have to be given to the functions, and we should determine the output with that. And next, coming to the functions and performance, we should know prior to giving the input, we should determine the output so that we can give the exact input to that. And problem decomposition. It itself says that decomposing a problem, that is elaborating the problem. In that, it is the initial step of the software requirement and analysis. And the problem is decomposed into two parts. One is the functionality that must be delivered, and the other one is the process that is used to deliver it. So in this stage, the problem is not completely decomposed. So we use the next process of that. Go to the next slide. Next is the process. In this process, the basic idea of this process is to create we should know the basic plan for developing a software prior to designing a software project. In this, there are various software processes in this. One is the linear sequential model, the prototyping model, the rapid application development model, the incremental model, the spiral model, the formal methods model, and the concurrent development model.